Hello. So I saw this video of a lunatic lady. She was pounding on this guy's door. This guy was in his apartment. She was outside in the hall, pounding on his door, telling him to let her in. He may or may not have had someone else in there with him. The thing is, this was not the first time this woman had done this. Yeah, I won't go into the details, but this woman has been caught on video before trying to bust into this guy's apartment. And she also messed up his car. And I don't know, it was a while ago that she destroyed his car. He finally got it fixed. I don't know if he had let her back in the meantime, if there had been any contact between him and her, and then before she came back or what. So anyway, the purpose of this channel was for me to go through my to read my diary essentially. So I had watched this video of this woman returning to this guy's apartment and trying to bust down the door. He called the police. Oh, and she showed up in just her shirt and panties and shoes. Maybe there was a jacket. I can't recall, but it is like July, or it was July. So she yeah, obviously not well. So I wanted I wanted to write about it, and this is what I wrote. Um, this video of the lady, blah blah blah, the neighbor and his crazy jilted lover gave me pause, quite literally. I sort of froze, the kind of freeze that lets me know I need to learn from the situation. I guess the pause also indicates that I'm receiving a download, and like a computer, I need a moment to compute. Of course, I do not behave like this lunatic lady, but I can relate to her situation, if not her reaction. I think most of us can. There is a man, or whoever you're interested in or not interested in, whatever. There is a man who gives us and then taketh away something we feel we desperately need. We might feel we need it because he takes it away. The need to have it back makes us think and act in irrational ways. He is the only one who can give us that thing, that feeling. People can chalk it up to low self esteem or insanity. I guess my takeaway from the video was I have the feeling, but don't use the feeling as an excuse to hurt yourself. I guess when someone is in tunnel vision, hot pursuit of that man slash the feeling, they feel they are doing something for themselves, not against themselves. The pain and indignity is just collateral damage for the end game, which is to get that man or that feeling. We hope, think, expect when we finally get what we want, we will be repaid for those losses of, indignity and such. But ideally, we shouldn't have to have those losses in the first place. If we have to pay in those ways, there's a good chance we'll keep paying into perpetuity. But that's another story. The key is to not hurt yourself. Honor the feeling, respect the feeling, try to understand the feeling. Don't ignore it, don't devalue it, but don't let the feeling take over. The feeling, in my humble opinion, is a biological directive to procreate and or a method to right the wrongs of childhood. Nothing should be harming you, even your own feelings. So that's what I wrote the other day. I definitely relate to the crazy lady, and I venture to say if you do not relate to a crazy woman in just a shirt and panties knocking on some guy's door in the middle of the night, and it was the middle of the night, I think it was like 1 in the morning, I think you're lying. I think if you don't relate to that woman, I think you're lying. Um, and people were quick to say, "Oh, she's got low self-esteem," and I'm not saying that she didn't. In my personal circumstances, well, like I said, I've never done anything like that, and I'd be very shocked if I ever did. But I've definitely tried. I've tested my own limits and done things that I didn't think I would do. Um, for example, oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I need to come up with a nickname for this person who I'm writing about a lot. The android, let's call him that. He's like an android. He's like something out of science fiction. I don't think he's a real person. In my mind's eye, he doesn't seem like a real person. But anyway, so the android doesn't live terribly far from me. And I have found myself during this quarantine driving by his house frequently. That is something that I would never have done before, have never done before. Um, for whatever reason, I've indulged myself that one thing. I don't like I don't know, I don't do anything else disruptive. And the dog's barking. I don't do anything else crazy, but, another person or even me in the past could look at me now and be like, "Psh, bitch, what are you talking about? Of course that's crazy." So like I'm saying, I'm sort of testing my own limits. I've gone past my own boundaries of what's, respectable behavior. And, this woman banging on the door, maybe she would look at herself and say, "What are you doing?" But there's something that compels her and makes her think that this is worth it. Although she might just be crazy, that's entirely possible, but I don't wanna judge her too harshly because I can relate. And I don't know what it is. Well, like I said, you feel like this person has something you need. I mean, if I was, like, starving and he had the last loaf of bread in the state, I would act the same way, I guess. It's amazing how we act like somebody has something that is so important to us that we would sacrifice our own dignity and our own, um, respectable behavior or, even our freedom. Some people might take it too far. I mean, this woman had the police called on her frequently. But there's something this person has that she feels that she needs, and I think I know that feeling. Now, why do I feel this person has something I need that desperately? I think that's the real question because obviously, I know intellectually that the android doesn't have something that nobody else has, but in my heart, in my mind, I seem to think he does. He seems to be the answer to my problems, the answer, or as I used to call it, the answer to my life. I never told him to his face, "You're the answer to my life." But like that's a sort of a phrase that I had come up with a while ago when I was going through a different romantic issue. You develop such a I don't know, I guess you view your life as a problem or a question or something somehow unfinished, uncompleted, incomplete, uncompleted's not a word. Um, something's missing. Oh, 6 o'clock. Something's missing, something's wrong, something needs an answer, and somehow you decide that this person is the answer. So I would refer to that as, the person being the answer to your life. Somehow you just develop this fixation on this one person. And also, I really think it is just biology. I think it's just there's something about our biology that says you have to procreate or you have to, you need this person's body, you need this person somehow, yeah, they fulfill a biological need for you even if it's not procreation. I guess in my case, as a generally straight woman who is interested in men, yeah, there's a biological need, and I think it's genes and genetics and hormones and basically the chemicals coursing through your body saying, "You need this person." Um, yeah, nature is a tricky bitch because I don't think nature gives a damn if this person is taking care of you or respecting you or cherishing you. I think nature's saying, "You need to have sex with this person ASAP and to continue the human race." So I won't discount the biological need. There's just this need to procreate, and we'd be dead literally without it. And then, like I said, there's also they're the answer to your life. They're also they you could be trying to fix things from your childhood. You think if I fix, if this person gives me what I couldn't get as a child, then all my problems are solved. All those childhood issues are resolved. And I mean, that's compelling. I guess, if I thought this person was the answer to everything, I mean, who's to say I wouldn't, next time I drive by his house, I start banging on the door. I mean, I really don't think so, but if I did, that would be a sign that there's something definitely wrong. And that's the whole point. These feelings are strong. These feelings are important. They're there for a reason. I try so hard to ignore my feelings, and people try to discount my feelings and say, "Oh no, there's plenty of fish in the sea," or whatever, but I think ignoring it makes it worse. So I try to acknowledge. I think that's why I allow myself to drive by his house. I can't believe I do that. Honestly, I'm so embarrassed and I hate saying it out loud, but I allow myself that little outlet of weird behavior because I know it's not going to get any further than that. And as far as I know, he doesn't know. I certainly don't go by the front door with everyone in their smart homes and stuff. So, yeah, I go by the back door, which isn't creepy at all. Um, but yeah, not acknowledging these very strong feelings, biological and emotional, I think is dangerous in itself. But the thing is, you can't let the feelings hurt you. This poor woman, I mean, she's really she is acknowledging that feeling, which I think is good, but she is letting that feeling hurt her, and that's so unfortunate. And, yeah, that might be low self-esteem where she really thinks, getting this guy is paramount to the appearance of having some self-restraint or dignity. And also she might just have, literally she might have issues where she has no self-control. That's a legitimate issue. She might I mean, I think if you're destroying cars and showing up in the night with no pants on, I think there's definitely a psychological issue there. But, even for our less dramatic, displays of devotion, let's call it that, um, it's real, but God, just get a grip. I hate to make it so simple, but you really have to choose yourself. I think that's something that I've learned in recent times is that, yes, I fall in love with people, and that's okay, but even if I don't love myself more, I should at least act like it. I have to choose myself. Even if I'm not feeling myself, I still have to choose myself sometimes. Um, I think it's important to choose yourself. Fake it till you make it, until it comes naturally. And I think it is getting better. I don't necessarily have moments where I'm like, "Oh, I realize right now that I'm choosing myself." It sort of just happens. I think also as you get older, the biological, feelings and needs and, natural directives by your hormones sort of fade, sort of. I'm not saying they totally do, but, I'm just assuming that's maybe why I've chilled out a little bit. And when I say chill out, I don't mean that I was, banging on people's doors or have ever done anything like that. But, yeah, it's becoming a little easier to choose myself. It comes a little natural. It's a little more natural for me to choose myself without having to wrestle with myself first. And I'm assuming that's, a twofold cause, or caused by either the lessening of the biological directive or also faking it till I'm making it and I'm starting to make it. So anyway, I think it's really important to acknowledge the feelings. I hate it. I've got a friend who just wants you to ignore your feelings. he thinks that, like, a meme and a bath is gonna just make your feelings go away, and it's like, no, it's and pushing those feelings down or pretending for show that they're not important, it doesn't end well. Um, Reminds me of that Mariah Carey song, "Breakdown," where she talks about, in public, you're kind of like, "Oh, I'm okay." You cling to your pride and sing, "I will survive," and then when you're home alone, that's when it comes out. And I think it's important to really acknowledge those feelings and don't pretend that they're not there. I think that makes them last longer and strengthens them when you suppress them for show. The thing is, though, with with the Android, this is lasting a lot longer than I anticipated. I've been very careful not to suppress feelings when it comes to him, and I thought that would make the star burn out, burn bright but burn out quickly, and no, it's still here, but that's a different story. So anyway, that was my ramble of, on the lunatic lady. Acknowledge the lunatic lady in you. It's okay to have the lunatic lady in you. Just, try to keep her in you and not outside of you at someone's door at 1 in the morning. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.